Ball one. We're game number 2 as Johnson State College. And at the plate, CSJ College of St. Joseph's out in the field. That's Lawrence on the mound, and she'll take and be ball 2. As we'll get things underway here in the second game. CSJ winning the first one in 5 innings with the mercy rule. It's Lisa Lawrence out there pitching. She's the right-handed pitcher. We saw Melissa Pike, the lefty, throw the complete, well, 5-inning game short because of the mercy rule. 10-0 win for CSJ. Now it's popped up to Tahara Pleasure on the edge of the outfield grass, and she'll make the catch with Rubel backing her up. I mean, literally backing her up, and that'll be 1 out here that they get the leadoff batter, Jarvis, out. So Pleasure, the shortstop, will make the catch. Now Stephanie Gerard up. She is the left fielder. And she's going to step in from the left side of the box. Then CSJ with quite the hitting exhibition in that first game. Filiberti is behind the plate. She's going to be the catcher here in the second ball game. This is a doubleheader, and that's going to be fouled out of play. Yeah. Yeah, so they will just get resituated here as I'm trying to get the angle correct. There we go. Between the pitcher, catcher, and the umpire. So an 0-1 count, and Lawrence looking in. And the wind kicking up a little bit more than we had in the first ball game. And boy, just did miss. It'll be a 1-1 count. I can tell you that the winning pitcher, Melissa Pike, is playing first base defensively. Megan Giddings is at second base. Tahara Pleasure's at short, and Irene Tompkins is at third base. That's the Saints on the infield. The catcher's Filiberti, and that'll be a ball, comes in high. Scheduled for 7. Humes is in right field, Getty's in center, and Rubel is out there in left. That's the defensive alignment, and that'll be slapped over toward the Johnson State College bench. And yeah, everybody kind of scrambled to get out of the way of that. Again, the Saints looking for the sweep. Got the win in the first game, 10-0. Set the tone early in that ball game. Scored 6 runs in the bottom of the first. Yeah, they're going to correct it to a 2-2 count. So Gerard with nobody on and 1 down, and Lawrence will shake off the first sign, the second sign, like the third sign, and see what she comes up with here. Oh, just missed. Nibbling just missed. Now we'll have a full count to Gerard. Yeah, we're going to have on deck Glock. Aaron Glock will be on deck, the center fielder. Oh, took strike 3 looking right down the pipe, and that'll be the second out and the first strikeout for Lawrence. And like I said, Aaron Glock up, and the cleanup batter will be Allie Cunningham, and she's the catcher, and she is on deck in case they can extend the inning. So Glock looking to get a 2-out rally started here as Lawrence. Like I said, looked good on that last pitch. And good velocity right there, and that broke to the outside, and that'll become strike 1. So in that first game, CSJ's defense extremely solid, played very well. This is their home opener doubleheader, and that will roll in. Yeah, so that'll become a 1-1 count. That was an easy one. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down, and a nice day. A little breezy here for the second game, but other than that, a good crowd on hand. And get out here and support and watch CSJ softball action in person, as well as on Munger Vision on PEG TV Channel 15. Their head coach is Lori Serrani, and we'll have the White Birch Realty players of the game. And from the first game, it was Melissa Pike, the pitcher, and we'll wait to see what unfolds here in the second game. And that's going to be down to short. Go off from the glove. Pleasure will charge, fire, and got it! A 1-2-3 inning. And again, that Saints defense looking good. Tahara Pleasure with the big play to end the inning. It's your leadoff hitter for the Saints. That's going to be Jessica Rubel, and she's the left fielder. And she did all right in that first ball game. She had a couple strikeouts, but then got on track and had a really, even in a strikeout, a very good at bat in that first game where she followed off at least 7 to 8 pitches, made the pitcher really work. Julie Jarvis is the pitcher of the first game. She's a pitcher here in the second game. Cunningham's the catcher in the first game. She's catching the second game. Gilbert's at short. Gilbert's at third. Garrity's at short. Sullivan's at second. Rob Toy's at first. Gerard's in left. Glock center. And Baldolato is in right. And it's the Johnson State College defense in the bottom of the first. And that's going to be a walk to the leadoff batter. So Vicky Getty due up now. And I screwed up my lineup. I forgot to put the first baseman in, so I'll have to correct that as we go along. And Getty had a couple solid strokes in that first ball game. Saints looking for the sweep. Jarvis will get the bunt pushed down to third. Gilbert with the throw, and she's going to get her, but they'll sacrifice the runner. Rubel over to second base. So a nice bunt laid down by Getty. She did her job. And now Tompkins is up with Pleasure on deck. And I'm just trying to figure out where I messed up when I put the lineup in my book, but I'll figure it out when Melissa Pike steps in there. And so a runner at second, one down. Good speed also down at second base, so take nothing for granted as far as a little aggressive base running. Because remember when Lori Serrani was a head coach, varsity coach at West Rutland, she was extremely aggressive on the base pass there. No different here at the college level. They CSJ Saints are the defending Sunrise Conference champions, and tell you what, they're looking pretty sharp out there already this season. You know, it's early season action even for college here in the first week of April. Ball big swing and a miss by Irene Tompkins, or as her friends call her, Snacks. That's her nickname, and she played catcher in the first game. She's at third base here in the second game, and that is, whoa, knocked down by the pitcher out of self-defense, and she'll get her. And the runner will go to third. And I'll tell you what, Jarvis, just to save her own life, knocked it down. Whoa, that scared the heck out of me, and I got nothing. I wasn't even going to get hit. And now Tahara Pleasure up. She played short in the first game. She's playing short here in the second game. And Jarvis trying to get off to a completely different start here in the second game when her team was a little shaky fielding behind her in that first inning of the first game. Gave up 6 runs. And she has a chance for her 2 down to get out of this first inning with no score. And now she snags it, throws it, and she'll get out of it with a scoreless first inning between CSJ and Johnson State College. Handed pitching Lawrence out there, and she's pitching this inning without her glasses on. I don't know how this is going to go, but she had a lens pop out of her glasses, she said, and she is going to try it without any glasses. So Johnson State College trying to get some momentum off that first inning where they didn't surrender a run, and they're going to have Allie Cunningham, the catcher, up to lead things off here in the top of the second, scheduled for 7. The mercy rule is in effect. You have to go, the trailing team has to get 5 full at-bats and be behind by 8 runs, and that'll be a foul ball. So it'll just be a foul ball strike, and we'll send Cunningham back into the box and put Lawrence back in the circle. And that defense stays the same out there for CSJ with Tompkins, Pleasure, Giddings, and Pike on the infield with Filiberto behind the dish. And that's going to come in too soft. And the outfield of Rubel, Getty, and Humes for CSJ. Game number 2 of a doubleheader. CSJ with the win in the first game on PEGTV-Sports. 10-0 win. And that's going to be poked and caught out there by Rubel. Oh, she made a nice adjustment to the ball and made the catch. And yeah, she's going to get some leather. There she goes. So that was a long fly-by out, fly ball out. Right there. And Gilbert up, Christina Gilbert at the plate, getting her first look at Lawrence, the pitcher. So again, CSJ's defense has played extremely well here in both games so far today, and it's early season. That's a bunt. They'll be fouled. They're trying small ball there, and there'll be a foul ball. Filiberto will pick the ball up, the catcher in foul territory, and Maria Filiberto is your catcher. Rubel, Getty, and Humes in the outfield. Yeah, and these two teams will meet again in just a few days. Right back here at the beautiful athletic complex softball field at St. Joe's College, College of St. Joseph's. Right here, college softball, right in your backyard, right here in Rutland County. And she couldn't get her to go up the ladder. She brought the rise ball up and it'll be a 1-1 count. And Pike is at first base defensively, and she won the first ball game. Very solid performance. And a good eye there. We'll lay off that pitch. It was low, and a good stop by Filiberto behind the plate. Again, you can get the CSJ schedule either right from the Rutland Herald or go online to the website for College of St. Joseph's and you can get the schedule for all their home games. There's a lot of them in April, a lot of them on the weekends too, which make it nice to bring your family down. The whole family atmosphere here and take in the games. And that'll be a walk. She lost her, and it'll be base runner at first with 1 down. And that'll bring up Miranda Robtoy, the first baseman, with Baldonado on deck. Yeah, and Robtoy being told by her head coach down at third base, patience. That's going to be stopped by Filiberto. That was a high outside pitch. Nice job going up and getting it, keep the ball in play. And we'll see how aggressive Johnson State wants to be, or if they'll play a little small ball here and then move the runner along, or try a straight steal. And actually, why the pitcher's having a little problem right now finding her control, it might not be bad to make her throw some pitches. You know, maybe get on base with some walks, or I'm not really worried about the pitch count. And again, Filiberto with a nice stop, and then the pump fake down to first. And behind in a count. A lot of times, this is the best pitch to hit in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. Pitcher feels compelled to put it right in there now, and she did. Nice drop action on that ball. And it'll be a 3-1 count now. And that's what you got to do as a pitcher. Take it 1 pitch at a time. Just kind of forget the count right now. And right there, she's come all the way back to a full count after being down 3 balls. So it's 3-2 count, 1 out, 1 on. No score top of the second. Johnson State College at the plate. College of St. Joseph's out in the field. On a beautiful spring day in Rutland. You're watching Munger Vision bring you CSJ softball action. And she lost her, yeah. So she will have back-to-back walks issued. In that first ball game, Johnson State College, this is Baldonado up. Johnson State College had just really 1 inning with a legitimate threat, and they've already got here in the second inning more offense than they had in that whole first ball game. So with 2 on and 1 down, Baldonado. We'll put that down to Tompkins. I know she wanted to make the play before she had the ball. It'll be an error, and she'll compound it. That'll be thrown out, and that's going to be a 1-0. Yeah, that's out of play, and they will have the run come in. It'll be 1-0 Johnson State College. And runners will be stopped at second and third base. Yeah, Tompkins, she wanted to field and touch third base and throw to first and get the double play, and she didn't secure the ball first, so an error will allow Gilbert to score. So Johnson State College will have Allegheny up. Yeah, this is her first time up, so actually Allegheny will be up with runners in scoring position at second and third, and just the 1 out. So Lawrence will look in, and that's going to be bunted foul. Yeah, they're trying to little small ball people in. So an unearned run, a couple walks and an error here in the second inning they have allowed. Johnson State College to take their first lead of the afternoon. You see the pitch set. Oh, that was probably her fastest pitch velocity-wise of the ball game, as she just kind of relaxed her whole motion, released, and let it fire in there. That's all an 0-2 count, and see what she wants to come up with here. She throws 4 pitches, see what she chooses out of her menu of pitches, and might have been an attempt at a changeup right there. It's Allegheny, the DP, again hitting for Garrity, the shortstop. And Johnson State having a big second inning so far. Only the one down. And oh, couldn't catch up to that fastball. And that'll be the second out of the inning. 2 strikeouts in the ballgame for Lawrence. And it should be Emily Sullivan, and it is Emily Sullivan coming up. But still not out of the woods yet. They've got runners at second and third, and one more out to get here. And she will lay off from that one. And Lawrence will look in and get the call right there at the belt for a strike. Again, with 2 down, don't forget any contact. Runners are going to be going at second and third base. That one jammed her inside, and becomes a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Wasn't a bad pitch, it was just a little bit too far inside. And Giddings at second, Pike at first, Pleasure at short, Tompkins at third. Filiberti is at behind the plate, and that'll be a ball. Filiberto, I'm sorry about that. Filiberto behind the plate in a catcher's position. Yeah, so the pitcher Lawrence looking for that third out here and keep it at just a 1-0 deficit. Oh, good pitch. And you could see the batter knew it. She turned around and shook her head and walked right out, and she knew it. Sullivan just couldn't pull the trigger on it. But with a 3-2 count, now she got to protect the plate. This is as crucial to the hitter as it is to the pitcher right here. Got her for the 3rd strikeout of the ball game. No, in the threat will stay 1-0 Johnson State College with the lead. The catcher will step in. She'll be getting things underway here in the bottom of the second for CSJ as the Fighting Saints down that 1 run, and Jarvis in the circle, Cunningham behind the dish, and we're getting set to get the second inning underway. In game number 2, the first game was won by CSJ 10-0. And boy, did she turn on that one. That is going to be foul ball by a mile. That'll land over near the creek, under creek. Again, we'll have the White Birch Realty players of the game. Melissa Pike getting the honor in the first ball game. She was the winning pitcher. And that'll skip in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 to count. And I believe it'll be Pike on deck. That's where I messed up my book. Okay. That'll be a ball inside, so a good eye right there to Filiberto. And that's going to be another ball, so she'll work it to a 3-1 count. And again, this could be the best pitch in the sequence to hit, and boy, she will turn and foul ball. He'll go off from Gilbert's glove, but in foul territory, so it'll be a full count now to Filiberto. And so Filiberto and Jarvis in a decent battle right here. There's Johnson State College making a long trip down for this doubleheader action. And good eye, she'll lay off that, and I'll be high for a ball, and that'll be ball 4. And then it should be Lawrence on deck. And a strike call to the lefty. Pike had a good couple at bats in that first ball game. As Jarvis trying to protect that 1-run lead in the bottom of the second. And they showed bunt and didn't pull the trigger on it, and that'll be a 1-1 count. Don't forget, coming out of the left side of that batter's box, she's got an extra step down the line already. And that's in play. That was an accidental bunt. Gilbert's going to make a tough play. No, she'll be safe. No, they're going to call foul ball. That's why the ball came off so funny. So everybody will get reset. They'll put Pike back into the batter's box, and they'll restart everything. Strike 3, got her looking. Yeah. That'll become the first out. Didn't advance the runner. Filiberto stays down at first base, and Elisa Lawrence up now. So Lawrence, and that doesn't mean just because they've got the one out that they'll take the bunt off. Lawrence all set, and a pitch on the way, and that's a beautiful bunt. They'll get the runner to second this time, and she'll be out at first, 2 down, but the runner, Filiberto, in scoring position. You see her in the background there. And now Giddings up for the first time this afternoon. She did not play in the first ball game, and Giddings, of course, played her softball action at Otter Valley. She'll take a strike. Now, she's a good hitter, and she's got the tying run down at second base. And they'll skip in the dirt, and a nice job by Cunningham to make the stop. CSJ looking for the sweep. Johnson State looking for the split. And Mother Nature cooperated. She reached out, now go down to second base, and they got time, and they'll get the out, and they'll strand the runner, and they'll say 1-0 Johnson State College with a lead over CSJ after 2. Fighting Saints gathering in a circle, at least from the infield, as Lawrence will get set to face the top of the order. Jarvis up. And Jarvis flying out to Tahara Pleasure at shortstop. Back in the first inning. It's 1-0. Johnson State College with the lead here in the third, scheduled for 7. We'll see how far we get here in the second game as the shadows starting to extend across the field. Wind picking up and temperatures starting to dip a little bit. No complaints, though. Not after the winter we've had in Vermont this year. Oh my goodness. Snow, rain, snow, rain, snow, rain. And threw the changeup and just missed it. Threw that with the open C. Look away the break on the ball. And it's not a bad spot to throw it. She was up 1 strike in the count. And it's 1-1 now. Very important to get this leadoff batter out. And pulled the string on that one. That could have been the curve right there. And she'll get a swinging strike for a 1-2 count. Jarvis at the plate has been the pitcher for Johnson State College in both games so far. And boy, she threw the changeup again, and that's going to be over the head of Rubel, and it's going to be at least a double. Giddings covering the bag, and the throw won't come to her. It'll come to cutoff, so the leadoff batter will be on with a double. So something happened here in this third inning for Johnson State College when you get the leadoff runner on, or the leadoff batter on. Second base with nobody down gives you a lot of options at the plate as to what you want to do. And this is going to be Gerard up. She struck out. She was one of 3 strikeout victims by Lawrence. And that's a strike right there. Filiberto framed that very nicely on the inside corner. And so Lawrence trying to get out of a little bit of a jam so far. She's got a lot of real estate to work right now. Runner at second. They haven't shown that they're going to take Gerard and have her bunt, small ball the runner over to third. And she didn't show bunt there, and that's a base hit. And Humes will come up with it, throw to first, and they didn't send the runner from third home. Wow. That might come back to haunt them. I got to tell you, I'm surprised that they didn't release the runner on the throw to, when they right fielder Humes threw to first base. Now Glock up. She grounded out 1-6-3. Remember, just went off the pitcher's glove ever so slightly. Then I went to Tahara Pleasure, and she picked it up and threw to first. So runners at the corners. This is almost automatic to send the runner on a steal from first to second. Try to draw the throw down so you can release the runner. And they'll fake the throw. You can see Filiberto with all the body fakes and stuff, but they will concede the stolen base on Gerard's part. Cunningham on deck. Nobody down. Runners at second and third now for Johnson State. You can see the shadows just starting to come out now across home base. They're looking for the bunt. It's beautiful. They got the play at first. There's the out, and the runner will come home, and she will be gotten, so the run will score on an obstruction call against Filiberto, and they'll make it 2-0 now. Johnson State College. The runner is out at Yeah, and it was Jarvis that scored. Gerard went to third. And I'm just trying to think, yeah, the Glock was out at first. Now Cunningham up. She flied out to left field. Rubel in that only plate appearance by the catcher, Cunningham. So again, 2-0. Johnson State College, the leader, runner at third and one down. And a good pitch right there by Lawrence, right on the outside corner with some pop on the ball. And she'll settle in now, and Lawrence taking a little bit more time between her pitches. And that's going right to her, and she's going to get the sure out at first. Yeah, they'll come home, and she'll be safe. Good decision, though, to get the out to end. Don't prolong the inning and compound the problem. She did the right job. Gerard will score the third run of the ball game for Johnson State College. And now Gilbert up with the bases clear. She scored a run back in a second after she walked. So 2 out, 2 runs in. We're in the top of the third. 3-0 Johnson State College with the lead. And CSJ having a little conference there out in the circle. I'm sure just about composing themselves because, like I said, 2 down, nobody on base. They're in a good position to just to end it right here and go into the bottom half of the third, just down to 3. And again, I agree with the decision Lawrence made on that hard bunt right back to her, was to get the definite second out of the inning. So Gilbert, the third baseman, all set for Johnson State College. And she'll lay out that high pitch, and obviously a ball. Tompkins, Pleasure, Giddings, and Pike out there for the Saints. Yeah, so 2 balls, no strikes. So Lawrence got to bear down here and get back in the count, 1 pitch at a time. That's going to be foul. She got around on it and pulled it foul. It was a pitch on the inside corner, and she turned on it, Gilbert did, and makes it a foul ball strike, and Rebel will retrieve it and bring the ball back in. It is a bit breezy out. Other than that, it's, for springtime in Vermont, this is pretty good. It's better than what we've been experiencing up until this point. And can you get down and watch CSJ softball action live? Nice place. Bring a lunch here, pop it open, take the game right in. There is no admission, of course. And that's going to be a tough spot. Yeah, it's going to fall over the shortstop Pleasure's head, and it's going to be in front of Rubel, so that will prolong the inning. With 2 down, I'll put a runner at first base. And I'll bring up Rob Toy, and she walked in her only time at bat against Lawrence. And don't be surprised, even with 2 down and a power hitter up, to see them maybe play a little small ball. I'm not saying they will, but they've had some success with it here early in the ball game. That's a good pitch. Filiberto will chase it down. It only popped out of her glove a little bit ways. And you see Lisa Lawrence stepping on the rubber, getting the target, likes the sign, and she'll go into the windmill. And whoa, that's going to hit to Rubel, I'm sorry, and she'll make the catch. That's the inning. A couple runs, though, and Johnson State College will extend the lead to 3-0 going into the bottom of the third. It's all set to get going here in the circle. Whole different complexion of this second ball game. At this point, they were down, I think, 8-0 already, Johnson State College in the first ball game. She's going to be looking at Nakia Vincent leading off here in this bottom of the third for CSJ. The Saints down 3, and that inside a little too tight for Vincent. Had some pop on it, that's for sure. Had good velocity, but moved Vincent off the plate for a ball. Oh, did she tag that? Did she tag that? That is at least a double for Vincent. That's rolling, and will they try? No, they're going to hold her at second. She hit that to the gap in left center field, and I'll tell you what, that was a poke. Woo. So she'll have a lead-off double, and that'll bring up Rubel now, the top of the order for CSJ. And she'll come in a second. She's hiding behind the post. There she is. That's a Rubel in there. And that's going to be a hard shot. Oh, nice stop by Gilbert to throw to first. She'll get her. The runner will go over to third base, but a nice stop by Gilbert at third originally to get the out. That ball was stung. Now bring up Vicky Getty now. Yeah, so runner at third with just the one out, and Coach Serrani talking to Vicky Getty, and you know, a lot of times that's just to make the other team think there's some elaborate play on. Not saying that there isn't, but there is times when that's just a feint. That'll be a ball inside. Getty, of course, very good athlete, good contact hitter, good power when she gets her hands out in front of her and extends the arms. But CSJ with a chance to get on the scoreboard here, and she'll take that one right down the pipe. That was a good pitch by Jarvis. And Cunningham, good-looking catcher out there, frames the pitches well, receives them, sets it up. And that will be low, caught the plate but low for a ball. Should be 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, big moment here in the bottom of the third. CSJ looking to get right back into the thick of it here. And that's going to be off from the pitcher's back. That'll score the run, and they'll get the out. And yeah, they're going to have to check Jarvis. She took that right around. Yeah, you can see right in the lower region of her back. That's twice now she's had balls hit at her. That is one of the scary things about being a pitcher. That's why they have to be so fearless. So there's 2 down, the run scores, and Jarvis, boy, I tell you what, that was a hard shot. I see Mike Dorian right out there taking a look at her. Hit her, I want to say the kidney. I'm not really a doctor, but right around where that number 4 is, and they're going to walk her around, and I don't know if she can walk this off. Yeah, there's 2 down. And she's going to say that's a good move by Mike Dorian. And hopefully, when we come back from the fade, we'll have some good news. Whatever he did, it worked. She's up. Didn't even want any warm-ups, but they're going to make her take some here. Excuse me. So Jarvis taking a shot off the back. Is going to stay in the ball game, and she'll be looking at Tompkins now with 2 outs and nobody on, and 1 run in. 3-1. Johnson State with the lead, and CSJ in the bottom of the third able to cut that 3-run deficit down to just 2 right now. Tompkins though has got the kind of power to clear the bases. She can take a trip by herself with 1 swing of the bat. Very strong hitter. So Tompkins is set, and she'll lay off from that for a ball. So Jarvis with a remarkable recovery. Oh, and that's what I'm talking about. That is going to be going, and the way she runs, that's going to roll, and Tompkins is going to, I don't believe there's no way she won't score. They're just retrieving the ball now, and she will have a home run, and I told you she has the ability to take care of business herself, and it'll be 3-2 now. That happened with 2 down. And that was hit a mile and a half. Trying to think of directions. I think that's the center Rutland Falls that almost hit. So that will be a home run. And don't forget, that came after the pitcher had to be attended to after being hit in the lower back with a line drive. Now Tahara Pleasure up. She grounded out to the pitcher, Jarvis. So 3-2 in the bottom of the third. A completely different style ball game from that first one. And that'll be called a strike. Tell you what, Tompkins drove that thing out to the white fence, the white wall out there, the kick wall. That says Fighting Saints on it. And if I had to guess a number, oh my goodness, 325? 3 to 325 for footage. I could be conservative right there. That's in play. That's going to be a tough play for Gilbert. She'll scoop, fire, and safe. That's a lot of speed. Tahara Pleasure going down the line. So the Saints with 2 outs doing some damage here with the home run and now the infield base hit. And Jarvis trying to get that elusive third out, and Maria Filiberto up, the catcher, and Filiberto has walked, got stranded at first, and so Filiberto trying to keep this 2-out rally going. That's going to be out play. Yep, that'll be backing out of play, and I won't even worry about it. So far out of my reach of getting dumped on the head. Yeah, so runner at first representing the tying run is Tahara Pleasure, the Liberto at the plate. And nice scoop behind the plate by Cunningham, the catcher for Johnson State College. And you see Filiberto taking her time, being deliberate. You'll step in there. And foul ball, yeah. Went off her leg, and that'd be a foul ball, and be a 2-strike count. Yeah, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, 3-2 the score. Johnson State with the lead. CSJ at the plate. The tying run down at first. And good eye. That was a borderline pitch. It was called a ball. Now leaving the count up at 2-2. First ball game was won by the Fighting Saints, 10-0. Was shortened to 5 innings. Oh, got her on the changeup. But the damage done. Lead down to 1. 3-2 Johnson State College. The lead at 1. Johnson State College will put that into play, and somebody's got to cover the bag, and Giddings got her there, and you got her. Yeah, Milt made no doubt about the calls. He pointed right to the bag, and it was Giddings flipping it over to, well, actually it was Pike flipping it over to Giddings, so that's a good play right there. And I don't think I had a chance to tell you that that was Miranda Robtoy. So that's a 3-4 ground out, right? Yeah. So Baldonado up, she reached on an error. And they had a little shaky inning defensively, one of the first rare shaky innings they've had in this doubleheader. CSJ did, and that led to a couple runs. And Lori Baldonado followed by Allegheny. And they'll float high for a ball. Yeah, 2 balls, no strikes. Lawrence still in the circle. Pike went the distance in the first ball game. And they'll be just off the plate, and they'll go to a 3-0 count now. And again, just like in baseball, a lot of times in this portion in the count, the hitter will see the best pitch of the sequence, see if they give her the green light here to just tee off on it. And that's ball 4, so she'll walk on 4 straight pitches. And that's a 1-out walk. And Allegheny up, she struck out back in the second. That's the only time she was up, and she'll get in there from the left side of the box. And it'll just again be off the plate for a ball. So Lawrence got to kind of get mentally tough here. That's where you buckle down and focus, and it's 1 pitch at a time. And that's going to be hit down the short. Could be a double play. There's 1, and that's what they'll get. They'll have to hire Pleasure, get it to Giddings, and that'll be the out, and they'll get the lead runner on the force out. So that's 2 down now. That's what, a 6-4 force out. Now, Emily Sullivan up. She struck out her only time up. No, they have it at top of the order, so somewhere I messed up, so it'll be Jarvis up. And she'll pull that foul. Boy, she went up. She liked that high pitch, and she got those quick hands out there. And they'll just retrieve that foul ball. So Jarvis, the leadoff batter, they're back to the top of the order here in the 4th. Lawrence in the windup, and that's going to be close to being playable. Yes, Pike will make the catch. That'll end the threat. It'll stay 3-2. CSJ down 1, coming up in the bottom of the 4th. Got things here in the 4th. That was a good inning of pitching there by Lawrence in the top half of this inning. Got out of there with no runs scored against her. And Pike now looking against Jarvis. Pike struck out her last time up. Remember, she took one looking, didn't like the call, and that's going to be a base hit. She'll pull that for a single down the first baseline, and that's being misplayed, and she'll go to second base just ahead of the throw. Yeah, you can see the collision out there at second, and that's what you want to do. Start off getting your leadoff runner out at second base with nobody down. Now bring up Lisa Lawrence now. She laid down a sacrifice. Her only time up, did a beautiful job putting down the bunt, and they're having a little chat now, the coach and her, so maybe could be a little more small ball in store here. We'll have to wait and see. Jarvis and Cunningham, the battery out there for Johnson State College. As we're in the bottom of the fourth, and nice stop. Good stop on a low pitch in the dirt by Cunningham. And she's caught both ends of the doubleheader, and Jarvis has pitched both games of the doubleheader. And big swing and a foul ball. That'll be out of dead ball, ball, and Pike will stay down at second base. And a 1-1 count. That's when Lawrence will show bunt, but she might come back to the slap, and she will, and that'll be a ball. And Pike going, and they're going to have her. Yeah, she kind of got hung out there. They missed the bunt. They're in the slap, and it could have been a contact play, but they'll eliminate Pike on that play. So Lawrence trying to get things restarted now with nobody on base and one down. And she'll put it toward the hole at short, picked up at Gilbert at third, and she'll throw on the run and get Lawrence. Oh, that was a pretty darn good looking play right there by Gilbert at third base for Johnson State College. So 2 down for Giddings. Giddings should be up, and there's Megan. I'm looking behind me and she's in front of me. So Giddings up, and again, remember the 2 runs came with 2 outs, or at least one of the 2 runs came with 2 outs for CSJ in the last inning. And good eye there by Giddings. We'll take that one high and off the plate for 2 balls, no strikes, and Jarvis has been struck by a ball in both ball games. And that's good swing by Giddings. Fouled it straight down, but tell you what, she had a pretty good beat on that pitch right there. They look it over and they'll put it back into play. And right now, there is a little bit of wind blowing, but the big problem will be for the left fielders. They're looking right into the sun on the horizon right now. So that sun field will go to, oh, swing and a miss. Took something off that pitch. Wasn't a true change, but did change the pace on the ball. So yeah, third base, shortstop, and left fielder all going to have to fight the sun. That'll be a foul ball. So good job by Giddings with those 2 strikes on her to get defensive out there, and you got to protect the plate, get the bat on the ball. She did all that right there. You can see my shadow out there at home base with the tripod and the camera. That's cool. And she will watch that change up, bounce across the plate. So 3-2 count, full count, 2 down, and then Jarvis looking to pitch to just the 3 hitters, and that's going to be toward the hole, scooped up, short the throw, and what a play defensively out there at shortstop by Garrity. And I'll tell you what, a good inning defensively by Johnson State. We have a 3-2 game going into the 5th inning, and they're going to watch Stephanie Gerard lead things off here against Lisa Lawrence, and that's Lawrence in the circle for CSJ. Melissa Pike won the first ball game for CSJ, and the pitch will be outside for a ball. And you can see it, or I don't know if you can see it in the background, but the Rebel, the left fielder, shielding her eyes from the sun looking in. It's a brilliant sun field right now, and all caught her up high and tight and got her to swing at it for a 1-1 count. So Gerard with an even count now. Lawrence set, been very patient, very deliberate between pitches, and tried to change up, and yeah, held on to it just a tad too long. Slowed down her delivery, actually, her arm motion, arm speed. As Johnson State playing much better here in this second ball game, especially defensively. They've made some very good plays defensively. So as we get set for the pitch in the top of the 5th. That'll be a ball. That'll be a walk. And yeah, that one got away from her. So Gerard will become a leadoff batter in the 5th to get on, and Coach Sereni wants time, and she's going to have a little gathering of the group here. And now you're at that point of the ball game, the 5th. You're in the final third of the ball game. You're down just to 1 run. You don't want to give up a big inning here. And with the leadoff runner on via the walk, you do kind of have to buckle down and focus. And they're going to be looking right now at Glock, Cunningham, and Gilbert. That's the heart of the order right there. And so, not that it's got a big inning right now, but it could have the possibility of the makings of a big inning. And that's why they've got to make sure, first of all, know what's going on. If there's a bunt laid down, everybody knows what their assignment is on the bunt. If there is, I know, ball hit the 3rd or short, you want to know what to do with the ball. Oh, they're going to make a change here. Okay, so we'll go to a fade. There's going to be all kinds of changes made defensively. Okay, so they brought Melissa Pike back in to pitch in relief of Lawrence. Pike won the first ball game. She won all 5 innings in that shortened game. They put Tompkins from 3rd base back behind the plate. She will be the catcher. Irene Tompkins will. Lawrence, who was the pitcher, is now at 3rd base. I'm just trying to catch up on Filiberto, who is the catcher, is at 1st. And they put, I know I got changed somewhere else. Oh, Rubel is gone from left to right field, and Humes is gone to play left field. All right, so there should be no way out. I got to catch up to my own self here. Yeah, there is nobody out. Glock up, runner at 1st. That's where we sit. In the top of the 5th, 3-2, Johnson State with the lead. And they show small ball, and the pitch was outside. It was unbuntable, unhittable. And Tompkins will stab it. Runner stays at 1st. And the chess match will continue here in this middle portion of the ball game. That'll be up and out for a foul ball, so it'll be a 1-1 count. So Glock, the center fielder, who's done very well here defensively today, trying to lay down the bunt. And again, it's been a low-scoring game compared to the first game, which was 10-0 CSJ. This is 3-2. And that's a strike on the outside corner. There's the lefty firing away. We'll have a 1-2 count now. One thing that Pike has a big advantage of pitching-wise is that she can generate and manufacture her own outs via the strikeout. She's a power pitcher. And boy, she did the right thing. She didn't get the call because it was out of the strike zone, but she went up the ladder. She was ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. She brought the pitch up and out of the strike zone so you should get her to chase a ball. Now it's a 2-2 count. No damage really done by that. That's just thinking in the sequence right there by Pike. That's going to be the second base. Giddings will have it go off her ankle, and everybody's going to be safe. Yeah, CSJ's fielding has not been anywhere near as sharp here in the second ball game as it was in the first ball game. I had a bad feeling when that was hit. She was already looking toward the runner coming at her. Now Cunningham up. She's 0 for 2 today. And she's got the table set, though, for a big moment. 1st and 2nd, nobody down. And now this has got the makings of a big inning. You see the shadows creeping out across the field. Well, the good thing is there's a force out at 1st, 2nd, and 3rd base. And that's going to be outside for a ball. So CSJ down at 1 run, but that's in jeopardy right here of total going up here. Nice stop by Tompkins. Runner going to 3rd to throw, and she's going to be safe. Yeah. By the time they recovered the ball and threw down, the runner pretty much had a decent lead, and that'll put runners at 2nd and 3rd. So a completely different looking Johnson State College team here in this game. So yeah, nobody down, and that takes away the force out at 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. There's a strike. Cunningham's going to be a tough strikeout, but that's what they need right now. The Saints do. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Pike. Oh, she got her to chase ball 3. That was definitely going to be ball 3. Of course, that's easy for me to say just running the camera. You've got just a matter of a millisecond to make up your mind as the batter, and that was a rise ball and was made to do just what it did right there. That's going to be off in the pitcher's hand. They should get the shore out. They will. 1 run will score, and tell you what, Pike's got to use her glove. That's dangerous for the pitcher. Yeah, so Gerard will score the 4th run of the game. Yeah, so Gilbert up now with runner at 3rd and just a 1 down. You can still small ball here. Yep. I'm not saying they're going up, but this is an ideal situation. Gilbert up against Pike, and they brought Filiberto way in at first base, anticipating that bunt being pushed down, and yeah, she was showing bunt, and she brought the bat back in time. That'll be a ball. Boy, all kinds of movement on that infield when they get that small ball going. That bunt, they're showing that bunt. Filiberto coming in. Giddings going around to first to cover. And that bunt will be fouled. That'll make it a 1-1 count. You're watching CSJ Softball on Munger Vision on PEG TV. The website, again, is www.pegtv.com. You can click on to get the schedule information. You can also click on to watch on-demand video. Not only sports, but any program. You can just click on and watch right there on your computer from now on. You don't even need to be hooked up to cable. Oh. Well, I tell you what, Pike was lobbying for that one, and she didn't get the call. And if anything, it might have been a tad high, but it was too close to call, or too close to take as a batter. Yeah, so Pike looking for the strikeout will get. That was strike 3, and yeah, there's the tagger, and that's going to be 2 down now. Oh, I'm sorry, only 2-2. Yeah, I got ahead of myself with strike. Yeah, so 4-2 the score, 2-2 the count, and just 1 out still. Pike will look in, get the target, and that's going to be fouled right off the face mask of the umpire, and seems to be okay. So we'll stay with a 2-2 count on that foul ball. Humes is now the left fielder. Rubel is in right field, Getty's in center, and Pike's pitch. Oh, that's playable. That's on the infield, and Pike will make the catch. That's a tougher catch than you think because the ball's got backspin on it, and the pitcher's coming in on it. A lot of times you'll see that kick and roll, but that's going to be 2 outs. And I'll bring up Miranda Robtoy. I'll tell you, after getting the first 2 base runners on with nobody out, if CSJ can get out of this inning and limit the damage to just the 1 run, they would have done a phenomenal job. Yeah, so Miranda Robtoy all set. We'll step in from the right side, and that'll be a ball. Pike being a little more deliberate between pitches than she was in that first ball game when she would catch some fire, but it's a different role right now also. She came in a relief role with inherited runners on in a pressure situation. That'll become a strike on that pitch. Again, Lawrence down at 3rd base, just almost even with the bag. And that's going to be out of play. And that's going to be foul ball, strike out of play. So yeah, this could become a pivotal inning as far as turning momentum towards CSJ. Like I said, they can get out of this with just the 1 run scored against them and only a 2-run lead for Johnson State College. Just missed. Well, you can see Pike wanting that rung up, and they checking it was outside was the call. Getting good crowd on hand. You've got college softball right in your backyard. Grab a lunch, come on down and watch CSJ softball in person, and go home and watch it on Channel 15. There it is. She'll get the strike this time. That'll end the inning, and it'll be 4-2 Johnson State College with the lead. Her team gave her back a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Nakia Vincent up. She had a double and scored a runner last time up, and she'll step back from that pitch, and it'll be ball 1. Other than that, the defense looks to be the same out there for Johnson State College. That's going to be ball 2. Robtoy's at first, Sullivan's at second, Garrity's at short, Gilbert's at third, Gerard, Glock, and Ballalato is this outfield. Cunningham is your catcher. I already mentioned Jarvis is your pitcher, and that's a good eye there by Nakia Vincent, as that's going to be a ball there. And I'll tell you, as warm as it was the first ball game, it drastically gets cold quickly in the second ball game. And I left my other jacket in the car. So on the bottom of the fifth, Rubel up now. She's whacked and grounded out to third. She's done a good job in that leadoff spot. And she'll take a ball there. Jarvis experiencing a little bit of difficulty right now in finding the strike zone here early on in the bottom of the fifth. And that's going to be another ball, and that's going to be a throw down to first. Runner will be back safe. Yeah, and again, the catcher, Cunningham, behind the plate for Johnson State College, done a real good job today. And that's called a strike. And I believe 2 balls, 1 strike. That is the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. And congratulations to Mill River and their win over Rutland. In softball action, seen on Channel 15 Sports, Jessica McDonald getting the win. Catherine Cohen taking the loss, but both pitchers did an excellent job. That was a fun game to do. Hope you enjoy watching it. And boy, just off the plate, goes to a 3-2 count. You can see that Jarvis wanted that to be a strike, but just a little bit too far inside. So 1 on, nobody out, and a 3-2 count. And there's the strikeout. That was a good pitch. That becomes the first out of the ball of the 5th inning. Becomes the 3rd strikeout of this game. And Vicky Getty up. She grounded out her last time up. So Getty, the center fielder, will get settled in, get all set. And a pitch from Jarvis just missed. Jarvis in the first ball game didn't seem to have this much velocity. She's throwing much freer and easier here in the second ball game. That's a strike. And a lot of it is just inadequate amount of time to get loosened up or warm up. Not on anybody's part other than that's the nature of the beast. But she's throwing much harder in this second ball game. That's going to float upside and be 2 balls, 1 strike. And Vincent still over at first base for CSJ, and that's going to be, boy, good eye right there. Again, those are right at the knee, but not getting the call, a little bit too far inside. And the count in Getty's favor. And that'll be another walk, so that'll be, runners will go to first and second now. For, boy, last person you want to put people on base like this for is Irene Tompkins, who had a home run back in the 3rd inning, and it was a monster shot. And I'm not really sure what I would do here. That's why I'm running the camera, but they're going to make a pitching switch. Cunningham, what a spot to come into. She's going to come in and face Irene Tompkins with runners at first and second and 1 down. So the catcher is now the pitcher. Allie Cunningham is out there all set to go. The pitcher is now the catcher. And like I said, 1 out, runners at first and second. Irene Tompkins up, and Cunningham out there throwing with quite a bit of velocity. She was actually the young lady when I did the scorebook, my book, in the first ball game that did all the pronunciations and position and spellings for me and gave me the little ditty on each player and background. Very good public relations person to put up in front of a microphone. She is. So she's in the spotlight now. She's in the circle, and she's like Jonathan Papelbon right here. She's coming on in relief and looking to get the big out. That'll be a ball. And runners will move up. Yep. On a wild pitch. Well, she got that out of her system now. 1 out. Runners at second and third. And Tompkins, like you could see before in her last at bat when she powered the ball to right field, and what Milt's talking to is about bringing the ball to the glove and being on the rubber. That'll be ball right there. That'll be high to Tompkins. Her presence in the game making a change in strategy here. Oh, and she liked it. She went up that ladder and chopped some wood there. Oh, that was an ugly swing, and even she would tell you that. She had a big smirk on her face after she got done swinging at that one. Oh, that was a great pitch. She overpowered her. That had a great pop on it. She overpowered her with it. This is a good matchup to watch. 2-2 the count, and a big out right here. She can get Tompkins. And that's going to be a ball. Nobody can advance on it. The space between the backstop and home base is 10 to 12 feet tops. And that ball had so much pop on it that it came right off the screen right back to the catcher. So there was no way the runners could have scored. 3-2 the count, full count to Tompkins. And she reached out, and you know what that's protecting the plate. You don't know if that would have been called a strike on that outside corner. So she'll protect the plate, and we'll stay at 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 on, 4-2 the score, and whoa, that was her pitch right there. That was belt high, and she fouled it pretty much straight back. She'd like to have that one again. So a good battle between Cunningham and Tompkins. And that's going to be at least 1 run, 4-3, and they're going to send the second runner in, and we're going to have a tie game 4-4. And the teammates call her Snacks, and she ate that up for a snack. That pitch driven up the middle on a 3-2 pitch, and she stayed with it. And just like that, we're all tied up for Tahara Pleasure to come up with just the 1 out still. One out and good speed at first base, and Tompkins. Pleasure with good speed at the plate. And she's due for some good contact here. And she'll get a strike call right down the pipe from Cunningham on in relief of Jarvis. They'll wind up the pitch, and boy, that's going to be eaten up by Gilbert, and she'll go to second, and she'll be safe. A little indecision right there because they had 2 people covering the bag, and that could cost them as that fielding mistake. Yeah, so the costly mistake there will keep it at 1 out, and Filiberto up. She's at first base now defensively. She started off at the catching position, and CSJ looking to get a rally going here and take the lead in the second ball game. They won the first one 10-0. All good pitch. Yep. A much more compact delivery from Cunningham than what we saw from Jarvis. A little bit harder to pick the ball up quick from Cunningham. That'll be foul for strike 2. Yeah, they're right where they want to be in the order. Tompkins, Pleasure, and now Filiberto. Excuse me. Oh, she poked it, and I had trouble in the sun picking it up. I think it's going to go foul, yep. As you could see, the sun really affecting that left fielder out there, Gerard. And just trying to pick up the ball. Oh, I don't mean to keep sniffing. I'm sorry. It's just cold. It went from just a beautiful day to brr. Oh, good eye. That's a tough one to lay off from. That was a pitcher's pitch. Up 0-2 in the count. That was a great spot to throw that rise ball. Wind up the pitch and staying alive. Again, good pitch, good reaction. Everybody doing the job. So they will just get everybody back in position here and get set to go. Oh, tough pitch. Oh, tough pitch. Yep. Cunningham kind of wanted that one. That was right at the knee. And that's going to be foul. Yeah, that's going to land foul by about 10 or 12 feet. Yep. Tell you what, Cunningham's thrown some good pitches, and Filiberto has fouled off some good pitches. She's done a nice job up there. As we're Late in the ball game, bottom of the fifth, 4-4 the score. Johnson State had the lead, 4-2 going in the bottom of the fifth, and CSJ able to take advantage, getting a couple runners on, and that's going to allow the runner Tompkins to move up, and Pleasure stayed at first. Full count. And so Cunningham on in relief of Jarvis. And boy, did she tag that, but foul. She put that between Tompkins and Coach Serrani. And that was a whistler. That ball, she got around and turned on that one. And that will be ball four. Boy, did she earn that walk. So that will load them up with one down. And I'll bring up Melissa Pike. And Pike has been hitting the ball very well today, and she'll ask for some time. She wants to get settled into the batter's box. Oh, and she'll take one right there for a strike. So CSJ with the makings of a big inning. They've already tied it up with 2 runs. And that'll be a ball. Nowhere to put her. Bases are juiced. And I believe it's the first time the base has been juiced today for either side in either ball game. And Pike will reach out and ding that one out the end of the bat, and that'll be strike 2. That would big moment right here for Cunningham and the Badgers if they can get this out right here and not allow anybody to move up. So 1-2 the count, the pitch, and strike 3. Beautiful pitch right down the pipe. That is a big get. With the bases loaded, that becomes out number 2, and I'll bring up Lawrence now. Lawrence was the starting pitcher in this ball game. So Cunningham. Oh, good swing by Lawrence. She had a good beat on that pitch, that horizontal foul ball. Man, she was just off it by a smidgen. And that's off the fist quickly, 2 strikes. Cunningham just catching and firing. Well, you know, coming out from the catcher spot, there's a lot of theories. People say it's hard to come out from behind the plate and pitch. I don't think so. I think you're into the rhythm of the game. You know the strike zone, you know the umpire, you know the hitters from coming up in front of you. I think it's a big advantage to be the catcher coming out and relief pitching. Oh, just missed. That gets a lot of boos and ahs from everybody. And that'll be a good eye right there. That one was below the knee and low for a 2-2 count. Saints looking for the lead. Tied at 4, bottom of the 5th. Bases juiced, 2-2 the count. 2 down, and she'll lay out that for a full count now. Oh, what a shame. And working her way, Cunningham all the way almost out of this jam, and it'd be a shame to see a walk issued, but here we go. Full count. And she'll walk in the go-ahead run. That'll be Tompkins that comes in. Everybody will move up. Pleasure will go down to second. No, Pleasure will go down to third. Excuse me. Filiberto will go down to second. And Lawrence will go to first. There's the ball. Don't forget, too, that Lawrence started down in the count. So Giddings up there with a 5-4 game. First lead of the second. First time they've had a lead in the second ball game today, the Saints. Oh, and she'll hit the batter. That's a dead ball, and that'll allow another run to come in.
Oh, Megan! Way to take over your team. Good job. Good job.
So Giddings will be hit by a pitch. And this has turned into a 4-run inning. 6-4 now. And it should be Kia Vincent. And the base is still loaded. And she is the 10th batter to come to the plate, and there's a strike. This has been a big inning here in the 5th. I can't tell what went more numb, my hands or my feet. in doing the ball game. Oh, good pitch. That's the inning, but it was a big one. 6-4 Saints take the lead going into the 6th. Melissa Pike completely in the shadows now here as we're in the 6th inning. 6-4, the Saints have taken the lead late in the ball game, and Pike will fire away and be high for a ball. Pike won the first ball game in this doubleheader 10-0. It was a 5-inning mercy rule game. Now it's coming back to Pike. She'll set herself, turn wheel, fire, got it. Filiberto with the catch, one down here. Again, Pike was the White Birch Realty Player of the Game in the first ball game. And now Allegheny up. Let me check myself. Yes, I have it correct. And we have some defensive changes. Lori Landsberg has gone in to play third base now for CSJ. And that'll be a ball, and you can see Allegheny turn away from that pitch was inside. A little heat on the inside corner. And that'll be just outside for a 2-0 count. What Pike's got to remember is that I am freezing, and there's no time for walks and messing around. Throw strikes and get this game over with. It probably hasn't crossed her mind yet, that angle on the ball game, that I'm cold. She's got time, and she got her 2 down as Pike has recorded 2 assists on the first 2 batters and the 2 outs here. And now it should be Sullivan up there. And it is Emily. Emily Sullivan's up at the plate with 2 down, nobody on in the top of the 6th. And that'll be high for a ball. Good eye by Sullivan. Oh, got her out in front of that one for a swinging strike. Now make it an even count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnson State had led the whole ball game until the bottom of the 5th. They gave up those 4 runs. That'll be high for a ball. And you can see the shadows on the field. Tompkins behind the plate will set the target up, and it'll be a ball. Pike will look, go into the windmill, fire, and there's a strike called. That's where she's been living both games, right there on that outside corner. She's been very consistent in her placement of the ball right there. Well, full count, so 2 down, and top of the order on deck, and Jarvis. Oh, good pitch. Pike took care of business, got the strikeout. She's on in relief, doing her job. And pitch of balls. We're in the 6th inning, and then we're at the top of the order for CSJ with Jessica Rubel. And Rubel struck out in the 5th, grounded out in the 3rd, and walked in the 1st. She's played very well defensively also today. She had a little better time of it at the plate in the first ball game, but the first game wasn't tight. It was 10-0 CSJ, 6-0 after 1 inning CSJ. This game has been close. It's 6-4 CSJ. They trailed 4-2 at one point, and we're in the bottom of the 6th. And that pitch will be outside. Cunningham is out in the circle. She was the catcher for most of this afternoon, and she's done a good job coming in to pitch. And that's going to be a walk. So Rubel showing good patience right there. And now Vicky Getty up. She walked and scored last inning. And boy, CSJ looking for a little insurance padding right here. Some extra runs going into the final inning. And boy, just did miss. And again, good speed down there at first base, and Rubel. And that bunt's going to be pop foul. Now put Rubel back at first. Getty will come back, pick up the bat. They're going to sweep off the plate. We'll get all set for the pitch from Cunningham. And other than that, we're good to go. It's Getty, the center fielder today. Hasn't seen a lot of action out in center field.
Vic, you're hitting now. Let's go, kids.
Most of the time, when it's Pike pitching, it's been just either on the infield or strikeouts. Pike's been a very powerful pitcher out there for CSJ. Again, we'll have the White Birch Realty Player of the Game. In the first game, it was Melissa Pike. Got a lot of choices here in the second game. Tough choice. They're always tough choices. Everybody's playing their best, trying their hardest. Oh, that's a stroke. That's a stroke, and that's going to go, go, go. They had to wait, make sure. Glock came in and went over her head. Getty's going to be at second. She's pushing the runner ahead of her home, and here comes Rubel. Here comes Getty, and there you go. There's your couple of insurance runs they were talking about, and a straight, hard rope out to center field. Getty able to extend those arms and just crush it. And I'll bring up Tompkins, who also has a home run today. And so it goes to an 8-4 ball game now. Tompkins, a big day at the plate. And that pitch came in high from Cunningham, and it'll be a ball. Glock, actually, the center fielder, took a step in. And that kind of got her in trouble right there. And then the velocity of the ball, it wasn't lofted, it was hit hard on the line. She couldn't adjust to the step in, and then it was too late at that point, and Tompkins had to wait out in front of that, and that'll be a swinging strike. Now we get 2 balls and 1 strike as we're looking for the first out of the bottom of the 6th. Actually, I'm looking for a campfire or a furnace or something. And that'll be a foul ball.
Here you go.
So we'll get everybody back in position as they had Rob Toy head over to chase down that fly ball. The first baseman for Johnson State College, and Tompkins all set, and Cunningham. Oh, look at that. She's able to reach out and drive the ball to the opposite field. It's going to get past the right fielder for at least a double, and that's for Tompkins, who's going to pull up and hold on there, and actually be a single with the error. And now Tahara Pleasure will be stepping in on the right side of the box for Coach Lori Serrani here at CSJ. And see Tahara Pleasure doing a little extra work here. She cleans the plate up. Pleasure today has reached on an error and scored. She is singled, and she's grounded out to the pitcher, who at the time was Jarvis. Oh, man. She got her axe on that one as she went up. She went up after that one and couldn't catch up to it. And that'll be fouled straight back. I'll tell you what, she got her money's worth on that rip. Oh, man. Filiberto's on deck, and Pleasure takes a big breath as there's 2 runs in here this inning for CSJ. And she'll lay off from that pitch well out of the strike zone. So Vicky Getty with the big hit here in this inning, getting 2 runs in, and Pleasure will put that to short. It'll be fielded. That's a long throw, and it'll be out of play. It's a dead ball, and that's where we're going to stop Tompkins at. Now they're going to send Tompkins home with the run, and they'll stop Tahara Pleasure at second base. So 3 runs in the 6th inning for CSJ, and I'll bring up Filiberto. She's walked twice and struck out once in the ballgame so far. Again, Cunningham victimized, and now will set the runner down to third base by the fielding like Jarvis was in the first ball game. We're seeing it here in this second ball game also. There's some miscues in the field that hurt Johnson State. And that's going to be through the whole base hit. That's going to be an RBI, and they'll score Pleasure. Yep, and a good hit by Filiberto.
Good job, Queen.
So it goes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 4 now. And that'll bring up Melissa Pike, who is now the pitcher of record in this ball game. Got a chance to get the win. Oh, what a job. She cranked that all the way out in the gap, and they played it well. It's going to send Filiberto to third, and we'll have runners at the corners. So it's going to be first and third for Lawrence. That's a good piece of base running, actually, by Filiberto. Lawrence walked her last time up, got stranded at second base. And she shows small ball. The runner will take off, and they'll have Pike down at second base on the uncontested steal. So it's 10 to 4. And if these two runs come in at second and third, that would be the mercy rule. So Lawrence will skip out of the way. Now we'll allow Filiberto to come toward the plate. It's going to be a close play, and she is out. So Filiberto will be tagged out. Good hustle by Jarvis to get to the ball and flip it to Cunningham, who came in and covered the bag, and they will get the runner out at home base. And that's the first out of the inning, and on a trail play, Pike did move up to third. Giddings is on deck. Yep. Now, so 2 balls, no strikes to Lisa Lawrence. And that's a good pitch on the outside corner. Oh, nice job of placing the ball out there. Had good velocity on it anyways, and a little bit of drop action on it, and it'll be called a strike. As we foul ball out of play, and that'll be even in the count now at 2-2. I'm watching college softball from the College of St. Joseph's on Channel 15 Sports. The second game of a doubleheader. Johnson State College in the field, and CSJ at the plate. Cunningham on in relief out there in the circles. Pitched very well. Their defense has been a little shaky behind her. And that'll be a ball. Good job of letting that one fly by, and it'll be a full count now. Seen a couple home runs in this ball game. That's laid down perfectly. They'll flip, and there's the out. That's safe. That's a tag play. Yeah. Everybody's so casual. I kind of lost track myself. Yeah, that is a tag play. That is not a force play, and that's why the run is good. So Lawrence will end up down at first base, and now Giddings up. She got hit by a pitcher last time up. Prior to that, she had grounded out to second, grounded out to short, and Nakia Vincent will be on deck. Again, there's that one out, and that's going to be a good stop behind the plate by Jarvis on that play. I have 11 to 6 in the book unofficially. And a little small ball attempt. Giddings, a lot of English on the ball, had it spin back, and they'll send Lawrence back to first, and Giddings will just look down, get the sign from Coach Serrani, and we'll see what they stay with the small ball here. Giddings a good hitter anyways. I remember watching her tape many of her games from Otter Valley, and they did try to lay the button again. It will spin foul on her. So 2 strikes. You would think they would take the bunt off, but it's not automatic. And I like that fact that the trend is now leaning toward it isn't an automatic thing that you take the bunt off with the 2 strikes. So Cunningham will look in, and she'll go into the wind-up pitch, and that's going to be foul. Yeah, so that'll be foul down the first baseline. We'll keep the count where it is, and 1 down in the bottom of the 6th. A lot of runs in here for CSJ. I have it at 11 to 4. And boy, just a good at bat right now. Real good at bat by Giddings. Now 6 to 4 coming into this inning, CSJ, and they have put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs, so it's 11 to 4. They're up by 7. And that's going to be back to the pitcher. She's got time. She'll throw to first, get the second out. Runner will go down to second. That's Lawrence down at second. And Nakia Vincent up now. And Vincent has had a double and scored in this ball game today. She hit the ball very well. Yeah, so Vincent's set, and the pitch on the way from Cunningham. And that's going to be a tough play. That's going to be right in the middle of everybody. Now land in there for a second hit. And Lawrence coming home, and the throw is going to be up the line, and Lawrence will score. Vincent will go down to second. And I have it at 12-4, CSJ. So Vincent with a good afternoon here, especially in the second ball game. And it'll be a ball. And Rubel will back up with a runner down at second. And again, that's just a tough play for the right fielder and the second baseman going back on that ball. That ball just found the right spot to fall into. And that is popped up, and caught. And that'll be the inning. And I have it as an 8-run lead, but I'll wait and see what officially takes place here. I unofficially have it at 12-4. This is good then. We slide in between the two players of the game. We've got the White Birch Realty players of the game, Melissa Pike and Irene Tompkins. It's so cold. First of all, you swept Johnson State College in a doubleheader. You pitched the first game. It was a mercy game, 5 innings. You got the 10-0 win. You came on in relief. I like the chemistry between the two of you, the catcher and the pitcher.
Yeah.
They made the switch in the second game. They brought her in. You went to the catcher spot. Are you her catcher the rest of the season?
Mm-hmm. I've been her catcher since our freshman year playing together. So since she came, so I've always been her catcher. So
okay.
I know we just have a chemistry.
Well, give me the breakdown. I thought she threw extremely well early in the first game, and it carried right through.
Yeah, we stayed with a lot of outside pitches. Milt, the old guy, he likes outside. So we did a lot of fastballs. Elderly, sorry. Well, whatever. We did a lot of fastballs. We did a lot of rise. Couple drops. Her drop ball was actually working, and it never works.
Yeah.
So I was impressed. So we just stuck outside, and that's about it.
That's why I asked you, because you're right there. You're very blunt with it.
That's about it.
Okay, and you look like you felt comfortable right from the get-go. It was a nice warm day for a change. Was it easier? You guys are talking. You think it's better when she comes in relief.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think as long as it's warm, we do better, and I mean, it just all worked out, coming the first game went really well, then, coming back in the second game and helping out the team was beneficial today. Some days it works, other days it doesn't, and I mean, Lisa did a great job out there too, but they just started to hit the ball off of her, so we tried to just switch it up a little bit, and just because they hadn't seen me for a while, and hopefully threw them off a little bit and ended up working out, and we got the bats going too, so.
I want to talk about it. Both of you were excellent today with the bats. You had a home run, tremendous shot.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, 325 feet out to the white sign. We got to get one of those laser beam meter things.
Yeah.
You were hitting the ball extremely well. This early season, it's hard to get into rhythm in Vermont with your game, but you guys seem to be hitting the ball well. Are you happy with your performance at the plate?
Yeah, but I guess you can always, I'm a competitor, so you could always do better. A little upset with those high pitches I swung at. But yeah, I'm pleased overall. I moved the runner, bunted a little bit, and she's been having me bunting all the time. So I mean, I'm pleased with that and everything like that. Moving runners, so I'm just happy.
How about you at the plate? Are you surprised how well you're doing this early in the season with the bat?
Yeah, I had my up and down innings on the plate. I had some nice hits and some balls that I watched go by. It's up to the umpire to call them balls or strikes, and if I agree or disagree with them. But yeah, overall it went really well, and just tried to keep my head up even when I was down, and tried to do my job out on the mound too, where the team really needs me as well. So it overall went pretty well, I think.
I think it's harder too when you're a pitcher or you're a catcher, because you see the ball and you know they're not strikes, and so you're just conditioned not to swing at it. But when the ump is calling it, it's just so hard, and I think that was some of your problem, that she knows that they're not strikes, but the ump was still calling it anyway. So.
All right. Well, I know you wanted pizza and you gotta get to class.
Yeah.
And I gotta go home and warm up.
Sorry, Professor Whalen.
That's right. Right here, it's my fault. So we'll see you. You'll have Johnson State again this week.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah,
home.
Thursday.
Will you tweak anything, or are you gonna just come out and be yourself?
I think we're gonna probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
Depends on, maybe Lisa might throw first this time, and I might throw second, and see how that goes. And then we have Fisher on home too. What, on Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yep.
All right. So get out, catch plenty of St. Joe's softball action right down here. Get a warmer day, or bring a jacket.
Yes.
So, all right, girls, get going.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Bye bye.